A teacher tried to rip off my insulin pump. Exactly 10 minutes into our midterm exam, a substitute teacher literally tried to rip a life-saving medical device straight out of my stomach because she thought I was using it to cheat. Everyone usually loves substitute days because there is zero pressure. But the second this older, incredibly strict woman walked into our classroom, the energy completely shifted. She handed out the test packets, but when she got to my desk, she completely froze. Her eyes instantly locked onto the digital insulin pump firmly clipped to my waistband, and the medical tubing running securely under my hoodie. She narrowed her eyes at me like I had just committed a massive crime and coldly demanded to know what it was. I politely explained that it was my insulin pump and that I am a type 1 diabetic. She crossed her arms, smirked, and loudly announced to the entire silent room that electronic devices weren't allowed during tests and that I needed to remove it immediately. I actually laughed a little because I thought she was joking, but she was dead serious. I calmly told her that I physically cannot remove it because it literally keeps me alive by monitoring my blood sugar. She doubled down, claiming it was probably just a cell phone disguised as medical equipment to cheat on her test, and refused to let anyone in the room start the exam until I handed it over. 30 kids were sitting there while this delusional woman held the entire class hostage over my malfunctioning pancreas. I tried to stay calm and texted my mom, who works as an ER nurse, hidden under my desk. The substitute saw me texting, marched straight over to my desk, and held her hand out. When I shook my head, she completely lost her mind. She aggressively reached for the medical tubing near my pocket and violently yanked the pump. I felt a sharp, agonizing sting shoot through my stomach as the needle pulled against my skin. My absolute survival instincts kicked in, and I shoved her away from me hard enough that she stumbled backward into a desk. The entire classroom completely erupted. Kids were standing up screaming at her, and half the class immediately pulled out their phones, recording her in full 4K. Right as the substitute started hysterically screaming that I had just assaulted a teacher, the classroom door violently slammed open. It was my mom, still wearing her hospital scrubs. I have never seen a human process a chaotic situation so incredibly fast. She saw me crying, saw the stretched insulin tubing, and saw the panicked substitute. My mom marched straight up to her, getting inches from her face, and with a terrifyingly calm, venomous voice, asked why she was putting her hands on her daughter's internal medical device. The substitute tried to play the victim, but the entire class instantly backed me up, yelling that they had it all on video. When the principal finally rushed in, my mom didn't even yell. She just looked at him and said, "If my daughter goes into a diabetic coma because of this woman, you better pray your district has multi-million-dollar liability insurance." By lunch, the recordings were all over social media. Parents were flooding the school's phone lines. By the next morning, that substitute teacher was completely fired and permanently banned from the district. A week later, our real teacher returned, looked at me, and jokingly said, "So, next time I'll just leave a coloring worksheet instead of a test." Honestly, a teacher putting her hands on a student's medical device shouldn't just get her fired. It should be a straight-up felony assault charge. Do you think the student was right to physically shove her away, or was there another way? Let me know in the comm.